And finally, in business, in the period between January and March this year, Kenya reported a total of 79.2 million cyber threats, pointing to the growing risks associated with the deepening of digital transactions and interfacing. Firms are now deploying more resources toward human capacity enhancement to better equip themselves to mitigate emerging risks around the digital space. NTV's Brian George Otieno has more.
The digital space is the new frontier in unlocking the potential of Kenya's economy, with the National Digital Economy Master Plan covering the period 2022 to 2032, identifying the need for reskilling and upskilling of human capital as priority areas. This calls for partnerships between state, non-state and institutions in academia to place Kenya on a vantage point to harness the potential of the digital economy. Players in the digital ecosystem now want more to be done to onboard women in the human capital enhancement efforts.
The World Bank reports that there's a shortage of 3.5 million cybersecurity professionals globally. Our continent, Africa, only has 10,000 certified cybersecurity professionals. More specifically, women in the field of cybersecurity account for only 24% of the overall workforce, with our region at a measly 10%. Bridging this gap is vital and requires us to shift our mentality to that of opportunity by accepting the new world that is rapidly unfolding in front of our eyes.
A joint program between Standard Chartered Bank and the Strathmore University seeks to bridge this gap by targeting 100 candidates from across East Africa with no prior cybersecurity expertise needed. Currently, only 10% of cybersecurity jobs in Africa are taken by women, according to the United Nations Women in Cyber Network.
For some of us, we needed to lean in to actually fit in this field. You have an opportunity to leap forward with this kind of network. Because I realized that I was where I could not find a mentor. As I grew older, I needed to be that mentor. And I personally find it useful to be mentored by somebody who's experienced in the field. But in the area of cybersecurity, it's not about the older you get, the wiser you become, now you become the expert. The mentorship is bilateral.
The heightened call for cybersecurity and data protection comes against the backdrop of an ever-skyrocketing demand for tech services and products that leave digital footprints of passwords, login credentials, payment details, among many others. The most popular cybercrimes attached to economic fraud are phishing and bank transaction fraud. Deloitte, an accounting firm, estimates that cybercrimes cost Africa $4 billion, or just about 482 billion shillings in a year.
Much as this is an ESG box ticked for this financial institution, cybercrime remains a big risk to business that may take perhaps more of such strategic partnerships to avert. Brian George Otieno, NTV, Nairobi.